but expected it to be much later. I'm proud of who you have become, fulfilling all your cherished plans despite my absent guiding hand. You've grown up and you've blossomed, with achievements which to me were dreams. I never dreamt that I could do these things, but hoped this was what your life would bring, despite it all. Yet, as I walked towards your old front door, illuminating coming out, you can't say, oh, they must be terrible. In actual fact, I oh, you know, he's a Birmingham City fan, he must be a club. I have a song, you redneck arsehole. 3. I am not Ed Sheeran. Reaction would have been pretty spectacular. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to go out with the bang. My kids before you, and the family still thrived, and let's face it, if we could survive Sarah Ferguson, King Harry is one of ours in blatant contradiction of the facts. We have shown our tolerance towards the redhead, so we can put that inbred label to bed. Now, as it's time for one to step down and do less waving, let God stop saving me and give him a king to worry about. This is my abdication honours list. I always reward those who have kissed my arse or insignificant plebs who pass as representatives of the masses, like celebrity chefs or men who play in football matches. People with dubious achievements. I like being mischievous, so be knighthood for Nigel Farage. For services to satire and xenophobia. A kinghood to Charlie Boy, who'll briefly reign over you with Queen Camilla. God knows I let him stew for long enough and he's probably overcooked. AOBE for Pete Doherty for services to the drug industry. And the KFC for Jamie Oliver, and my little pricky is an Anthony Wrench. A GCSE for Fence. A CBE and an OBE for Clive Osman. One for being so bloody hench. The other for services to spoken word, which were both equally well deserved. And arise Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg, who managed to unravel the mysteries of time travel and become a modern-day Dickensian snob. And bugger off, peasants! But feel free to help the aged by sending me retirement presents. I love you all, we see, and I love God for saving me for so long. Actually, I'm going to give him a gong. Arise, sir! Oh dear! I chopped his head off. That'll teach him not to say he's Lord. Thank you. I've got one more. Changing the mood again. This is a very serious and very personal poem. Now, I wrote this because I've had a great run in slams recently. I love slams, they're great fun. Win or lose, they're great. If you win, you feel great for a couple of days. If you lose, so be it. Unless you get a really shit score and then you feel down for a couple of days. Having had a couple of successes, I then entered the Cheltenham Slam. I decided to do a personal poem, and so to say I finished last would be a little bit of an understatement. And during the interval, one of the judges who I know very well and respect her very much as a poet and as a person, she's a fantastic person, she gave me some. She was correct. I knew she was correct. If I want to win some slams, particularly the Cheltenham Slam, I've got to change. You know, no two ways about it. It was well-meaning advice, but I also know she was wrong, because I've got a message, my life, my past, everything else that I want people to hear. And you know, winning slam is not everything. Yeah, it's great, but it's not everything. So this is not written in anger in any way, because as I say, I'm a big fan of the woman. She's a lovely woman, and she meant well. But this is my reaction to the advice she gave me. And it's called "My Spade Will Always Be a Spade." What is poetry and spoken word to me? What do I hope to achieve? Do I need to get better, or do I just need something in which to believe, to be part of a scene? Sometimes my writing, when personal, is too much tell and not enough show. I'm aware of this, but it's okay though. It'll win no accolades or awards, and I don't purport to be a superstar, but my words may strike a chord with someone who needs to hear them. I don't set puzzles because I want you to know. I don't portray my father as a crow and leave you to piece together the meaning of the words, then wonder if you really understood. He was an abusive cunt, and I've never once pretended that my life didn't begin the day he's ended. My depression isn't a black dog waiting to be stroked, and my physical pain is not personified as a pissing alien controlling me. I cope. I have a busy life, and some don't like the way I tell it. This is my soul, and I'm not about to sally to court approval from the purists. My need to be loved is not some curious concept to be mollycoddled in metaphor. Loneliness is a powerful word that needs to be heard because it's even more potent if it goes unnoticed. It feeds on itself and gets ever more bloated. I will tell my story as it is, raw and unpleasant, from the ruined past up to the present. If I'm a distant lass in a poetry slam, then bollocks to it. At least all those people know exactly who I am. I stood there with a mission and accomplished it. In my mind, that makes me a winner. To some, I sound like a beginner who never listens to the rules defining poetry to them. A poem may be a flawless gem to those inside the bubble, but is it really worth the trouble if it speaks in hushed, exclusive tones and only ever reveals bare bones to those with the right education? What I do releases me, unburdens me as I travel half a nation telling of my troubled past or my current struggles. Not everything I write is in this vein. I'm not always talking grief and pain, but when I do, it fulfills a need. I don't require perfect scores in order to succeed, though they would of course be very welcome indeed. I'm not the only abused child who grew up fucked up. I'm miles from being the only one with issues, but it's better out than in, especially if someone listening can be inspired to find they don't have to go through life blind to the hidden paths to their redemption, to their desires, because they found something which lights their fires. So, I'll be true to myself and stand defiant. Thank you very much.
Absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to hearing more from you later on. And now, without further ado, it's what you've all been waiting for. We've got the semi-finals of the Silverpath Poetry Slam. Each slammer will get 3 minutes. Before we'll have 2 semi-finals. Then the fantastic Mark Coverdale will be our final feature of the evening, and then the Grand Slam final, where this beautiful belt will be on the line. 3 minutes each, winner take all. Now our first semi-final. Give it up for our first competitor, the superb Stokey Bar.
My first poem's called Frank. To be frank, you must make half the light and that's half the night. Teach your nephew where and how to fly a kite. Roll up your sleeves when there's work to be done. Show the family how we all used to have fun. You must nearly always wear an old suit and tie. Rehearse down the lawn before it gets too dry. To be frank, you must visit the cenotaph each and every year. Go for thermos windswept strolls with Joan, along the once well-paid-shy wooden pier. You must look after your loved ones with scarce regard for yourself. Never complain if you've wintry health. And when young Jack says, Uncle Frank, did you really used to drive a tank? Don't let your heart sink. Just give him a wink. For that's all you need to be perfectly frank.
Thank you very much. That was absolutely wonderful. Now introducing his opponent, we have the brilliant Amani.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of God, the most gracious, the most merciful. I recite these words as a human, not exactly a non-believer, not a kafir either, but a skeptic. I read the news and I feel sick, pathetic, poetic. Religion and prophetic tradition all boil down to demolitions and morticians. Flag of the Islamic State waves over the airwaves, inciting hatred, and I'm left standing here, praying with the same words that they do. Bloodied hands never washed clean with wudu. I still pray to you, O Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Maybe every Muslim is a part of the Mujahideen, except my jihad is about judging less and loving more, hating less, helping more, deploring suicidal explosions and forced weddings, the way Fox makes the Imam sing over images of beheadings, drones bombarding mothers, calming their children, guarding their children, who pray for gray skies because that means no bombs falling today, no sirens calling today. The silent missiles search for their prey and hit them at their play. I think of them and pray, but no matter how many times I say Bismillah, I can make the images change. There are no roadside bouquets for innocent victims. All I know is Muslim, American, we're all villains, all sinners. There won't ever be a winner of this war on terror when both sides are terrorists. One side fighting for religion, the other fighting for money, but both igniting the whole world. One big bomb. Every human is thick of dynamite clenched in a palm. We invade Iraq in the name of tearing down Saddam and install a damn diplomatic, democratic dictator and then watch the news popping popcorn. Ignorant spectators. I can't find God when believing makes me a terrorist. Can't find God when news correspondents are careless. Can't find God when I've forgotten what Islam is. The Imam tells me to pray like I can see God. I don't climb in my eyes because I've forgotten. When I was small, I thought that God was Superman, that kryptonite weakness, but now that innocence and sweetness is gone, and God is gone too. Instead of feeling mine, I feel used. Just another pawn in a universal game of chess where I am dispensable as the rest. They say it's a test of my faith, and I know I'm failing on. Every time I hear the word Paki, it's a new scar. People call Muslim women oppressed and burn the Quran. It's no wonder I'm lost. Still somehow pray. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I know you can hear me, know you're near me, know you will make things clear for me. I'm asking you to steer me onto the right path. I want to be good. I want to be strong. I don't want to spend my life being strung along in this endless search for meaning and needing to please every person, believe it or not, who constantly tells me that I don't belong. Tells me I can't be a Muslim and a feminist. Tells me I can't get to the bottom of a wine glass and still press my head to a prayer mat. My God, make me bigger. Amen.
I need you to both sign the flag. Leon, you
yes.
Silverpath.
I think we'll all agree the poems we've heard this evening are contributing and describing a world that we all share and live in together, and how together, with words, we can make a brighter and better future. With our honesty, that's all it takes. And thank you for putting your signature on there. It was extremely good. Thank you. Ooh, we're getting a little drawing with this one as well. Bloody snazzy.
Now, how about that for a semi-final? What a way to kick off the slam. Denise is the winner of this semi-final and the first place in the final. So, first of all, the Stokey Bard. Now give it up for Amani. And advancing to the final of tonight's Silverpath Poetry Slam, the superb Amani. Now, without further ado, our second semi-final. Decide that one remaining place in the grand final for this bad boy right here. To remind you what's at stake. Now, both of these men you've seen earlier this evening.
Is that made of real silver? Just to remind you, that's made of real silver and not plastic. Just for the audience on the internet.
This is the real
Solid
deal.
silver.
So I nicked this from Brock Lesnar.
He nicked it for us tonight.
So tomorrow night at SummerSlam, you're going to see Brock Lesnar with a toy belt. This is the real thing, right here. You saw both of these men earlier, they were absolutely fantastic. Without further ado, Simon Burrows!
Well, that's tremendous. Thank you. A dodgy silent so they call me. A female little kid you couldn't trust with a loaf of bread because I steal the crust. And then jump in a taxi instead of the bus, and then just for fun, instead of pay, run. To my mates, after daily, who's synthetic fur, a gentleman in a cloth cap, an entrepreneur. I'm from that kink in the food chain that's reaching for the bottom rungs. That ain't in parliament and don't get bungs. With low-grade organisms penned in the margins, irrigated with the manure of six-syllable jargon. Up the garden path leaders lead us and then bleed us and then ignore us as poor us or poor us. What they teach us is that obeying the law and paying taxes is pathetic and tedious. That you're going to get mugged off, you'll be ruthless, and most often devious with progressive policies that are merely bastards of the previous. But try and fight corruption, you'll end up banged up as a nuisance, though you're at liberty to switch overnight from hippie to hippie critical playwright. Ask the bank for a loan, sell you insurance. Utilities charge you for the liquid that you haven't used. Check your T-Mobile contract. Yeah, you've been abused. While Auntie Lizzie makes off with £7 million a year farming subsidies. That's gold to you and me, daylight robbery, since if you say jump, they say, since if they say jump, you say how much. Hence the old bill of visibly semi-paramilitary, buffed up, can't be touched and you're stuffed. Those who smell the coffee can award themselves biscuit. Since the Freedom of Information Act, they're trying to ensure that you never sniffed it. That England only owned America because they nicked it. That Australia was a heist. That the Doomsday Book mugged everybody else in a new mugger's paradise. No point shaking your head going tut shame on them because they're 2 steps ahead, beating up Africa, chasing uranium. Plus, it's hundreds of years later. And my mates are the cowboy builders and road traders. Luckily, I wasn't brought up to be a Bruce Slater. I became a hustler and a thief. To be someone like them, have some of the things they got. The cars, the property, the brasses, the yachts. And some of the finest Charlie Gunter and government can supply you. I'm a protege, not what they say, but what they do. Nobody expected me to turn out like this, but the big boys are always making money hand over fist, counting zeros, while we were counting sheep. And there's all this dodgy behaviour in leaked stories of tweaked Tories in bunk beds with Labour. Cameron's mates match fixing with rich lobbyists and undercover journalists. That's why a few years ago they were caught with hands in the kitty, and there was that brief expenses scandal. It wasn't very pretty, but it was straight back to business afterwards with more progressive policies of a bunch of thieving little bastards, self-investigated, self-regulated, tactically masturbating with all the sophistication of primates. If your mates made the laws up, you'll never technically be crooks, mate. That's why Starbucks are so blasé filling their books. Wait, it's so automatic, everyone's at it. Top Shot, Formula 1, BBC. Charities are invincible. There are vast disparities between admin staff policy and company principle. They're always buying new gaffs when they're employed to just do the maths. Our parish priest is a connoisseur of church wine that he bangs back with the fags paid for from the collection box at closing time. And every mass, he urges the flock to dig into their working class pockets. And loose change is cool because the Vatican's coining it while preaching that the root of all evil is the lust of money for nothing. So we all live in this awful state of bullshit. So I hustle and I thief. F-E-E-F. Sod dispelling, education is indoctrination, not half as compelling. Will is a handsome fiddle, I'm going to get mine. I've long been on the script and working full time. Having said that, I'll finish. But if you want to do business, I'll be seated round about your shout once again.
Fantastic stuff once again from Simon Burrows. And now, turning to the stage, we have Birmingham's finest, Swindon's finest, competing for a shot to be London's finest, Clive Osborne.
This poem is always fun to read. I really enjoy doing this, but it was actually written as I was emerging from a spell of depression, and I had this random thought of, I wish I could buy myself a new personality. Oh, hang on a minute, I'll be poem that. And this was born. It's called An As Yet Untitled Orbit at 4 AM Can't Sleep Madness. Open brackets, yes, that is now the title, close brackets. Saturday morning. My thoughts a mess as I tried to guess the best scenario of how the day would play. I tried to say I knew the way, that everything would be okay, but was talking shit with no one listening anyway. My demeanour was 50 shades of grey, but not in that badly written, kinky kind of way. No, grey, as in dullard, uninteresting, where the greatest thing about me is I make a smashing pot of tea. But I drink it all myself, of course, because an hour with me is the road to insanity, bored ache with skull and yelling profanities, staggering and dazed like a wasp smashing brains against double-glazed panes in a desperate effort to flee. Saturday afternoon. No clue what to do, no candy plan, no direction upon reflection, no hope of being a popular man. So, I stole a campaign. Had this idea to drive to IKEA, ditch tedious banality, and buy myself a Swedish personality to put together when I got it back to my rather less than immaculate flat, which stank of cat piss and cannabis. I'm not a fan of this pre-prepared cack, cheap crap flat pack bought by sad saps who think it could form to conform to the boring norm, like Norman and Norman. Just try that again. Norman and Normal. Or the Swedish-born nerds, Bjorn and Leona Njormelberg. But it's what people like, and I need to be liked, so I'm prepared to reveal the brilliant light of the shining new me with a ready-made personality. Let everyone see how good I can be with the flaws tucked away behind doors and ignored. But it didn't quite go as expected. When the finished product was inspected, there were a few loose screws and some bits that refused to fit anywhere. Misfits, like size 12 feet in size 7 shoes, and soon I made the local news as the guy who was beyond to lose. The desperate Dan, who failed as a man, found guilty of stealing a camper van. Thank you.
Two world-class poets, great poems. Sadly, only one of you can advance for a shot at this. Can we hear it for Simon Burrows? Your winner and advancing to the final for a shot at the belt, Simon Burrows.
Oh yes!
We're looking forward to a fantastic final between Simon Burrows and Amani. But before we do that, we have our final feature of the evening, the magnificent Mark.
All my poems really short, because you won't get too bored. It does mean there's fucking loads going on. Politics, but I've been inspired by Mr. Burrows over there. So I do, I'm part of a thing called Poetry on the Picket Line. We turn up the tickets, we raise money, we read poems. I do two from there. We ask questions like this. Is your jacket quilted? Your bog roll the same pattern? Or your bright house derriere does prepare on the golden throne you sat on? Pants by ankles hoping the golden retriever doesn't leave you jilted on the john. After you wipe your arse with paradise paper, just remember who you've shat on. Now that really is old politics. Some nice point about trees, because I like trees. I like trees. You can sit under them and write about them. Our sitting government are like trees. We sit under them, we write about them. I like chainsaws. Right, we're going to go for a little walk. And because Mr. Nanny Burns is here, I'm going to read this one. He once told me he liked it. I'm walking. Oh, I can't find it. All right. Let's do this one. Kind of similar. I like walking. I walk to work every day. I walk pretty much fucking everywhere. This is the sum of some parts. Some morning, some way to go. Some let the car door slam just because they can. Some overrate the sun's rays and catch an edge and walk. Some think it's an advantage to shortcut through another's workplace to catch their patch of platform quicker. Some are wrong. Some get up when they want, except on Wednesdays. Some walk in military step for a gallery of tattoos who defend the bus stop as if life depended. Some put tab ends in bins and acknowledge postmen. Some wheel around handbags on wheels as if life was in miniature. Some addicts spend their half-lives queuing for the Amazon or the ASOS. Some queue to be called ill. Some know what was in that bag by the lamppost. Some post no bills. Some skip round bins and say goodness 3. Some shed their bark but don't want to walk on 4 feet. Some fortify their whining. Some notice shoes and haircuts and wonder what kind of prick eats Tesco sushi for breakfast. Someone's dad proudly carries the school project he's made. Someone's mum loses the plot. Some doubt that life is a catwalk and only wolf whistle to themselves. Some hold their phone in both hands taking notes, because some know what they're like around here. Some words are dull. Some words are dreaded. Some do not have their hands free where they are headed. Some wonder how much phone conversation is needed this time of day. Some struggle to raise their tax breaks over sleeping police. Some really laugh when cars kick right off. Some do all of this while skipping the Streamfox legacy while thinking it'd be nice to wear a watch. Some really care about the typeface. Some get why that fella is pulling up his trousers and saving for his drink. Some with headphones can't walk the racing line where there's a possibility that some have had no chance of performing in Hanson. Some are up for general classification. Some free bikes look like they fell off the wagon. Some paint lines around corners, some are just plain out of order, some dress code complimentary, some vend, some flyer, some engineer, some time. Some get the papers, some hemline around gasworks where it all feels a bit floaty. Some smoky warnings, some mouthed like beer mats. Some unpruned weeds and pruned skin bare, some tans, some factors. Some say get the work done, it's the swearing she can't bear. Some shit in the woods, some grip in the grip of cans, some bleach books on the wall, some mummy's hand, some short skirts salivate and never fucking indicate. Some pass the half hour quickly but wish they had the right sort of Rizzler. Some know the blinking habits of every crossing on his patch while forgetting the names of every street passed. Some wear flip-flops, some wear beats, some high-vis, many high-five. Some genuinely don't care if it rains but wish they hadn't stepped in that pigeon. Some will never be called the space cowboy and are fine about it. Some can spare a little change. Some can't recognise when it's all over and don't know when to stop. Some can't recognise when it's all over and don't know when to stop. Some can't recognise when it's all over and don't know when to stop. Alright, keep walking. Sea spray. The blood supply to his left arm was cut off by the weight he had to carry. His numb fingers still rolled one with instinct. His eyes were bottle tops, his teeth razor blades, his whistle shrill, his face a gauze. Cut across the road with one sturdy boot, his journey habit. The cat ran the jaguar sound of its heavy horn from the North Sea of his beginning. The cold sweat rolled up his back like riggers. He figures it's written in the dog spray. There were doors for him to knock on that day. My mate Tony's here is a familiar road to us. This is called Staring Down Roman Way. Staring down Roman Way at the shrines and the spitting and the quarrelers and their prison through a pint glass of a prison. And their road is a decision. A At the nation flags and the flip-flop dressed in Harry rags, where it's great to be straight as the speed bumps, yeah, and the grass grows there, and the burdens hump where betting slips past baby lumps, whose days trip and prospects faint in misspelled words in anti-climate paint. Thank you. Cheers, right. I'm going to stop walking now. I think. Oh, I was lying. I'm going to keep walking. I'm going to walk to the hills of the north. And this was published in a brilliant fanzine called Rising. And it was Rising number 69, which is very important. Thank you. As I lace my boots, I think of my German roots. Nothing like the hike for a spike in my efforts to face egging myself on for a damp canvas ejection with sleep cripples. Campsite. I imagine an exercise, a DDR fitness program, old women, men on damp grass getting stretchy with Bletchley Park precision. What a carry-on. Maybe it's my roots. 4 days pass. The half-hour's light brings breath like schnapps. Not razor sharp, fresh-faced and fiddling fit, I'm a clammy, raisin-broken pit flea. I look like he's 16. So much so, at the last pub for miles, a local, the Donarden of Charlton that turns. Are you that 60? Enough walking, let's get the train. Open return, 2 seats down, open window, bothers me. I ask if I can shut it, no bother in the first place. They open themselves sometimes, I shut it, I sit down, I didn't bother to open my mouth to say thanks, it opens itself sometimes. Where do I get off? Maybe I should have shut it in the first place, maybe he opened it in the first place, now he thinks I'm a twat, now he's getting off, I'm not. Okay, we'll keep on the train. Is anyone from Hastings? No. If you were, you wouldn't admit it. All right, okay. He took a train down to a 30s town, his mind in strides as sharp as creases in flesh, on track to apply the suffering in his teenage genes to the suffering girl of his dreams. Mayday, sardine train, with tins for props, tin hats in case, kid gloves in case with the London tube of oil he paints. 6 shades of sun, 7 shades of shitting himself. All sewn up like 66. 1066. Kids piss him off, old gits play like old gits. Plastic spades pull pipe like holes, kick shins and bollockings hold families together that shouldn't be together. All on the bank holiday bound half past the Hastings. She shakes the eyeline with Wall Street perfect almond round iris fruits. Now mascara drips in pear-shaped drops. May this still life still be hung on someone else's wall today. Her hairbands, polka dots could be winners in his spot the ball competition. They could also stop her blowing her lid off. The coast road stretches left to right. The 6th floor drop from her vantage is tempting daily. But today, there's a little candy floss in her roller coaster heart, a little thrill on this sickening ride. He took a train down to a 60s town where records promise what souls want but can't deliver. Where blousy pubs full of brown ale bastards, where Friday fills his glass with answers on a postcard, please. She shifts her shift dress over white tights, over red marked thighs into dolly shoes. She allows the thought that this distracting balcony for a stay-pressed heart as peace breaks and skips steps. Will it be bingo? Will it be risk? It's all the same to me. She hopes it's chips, it's chips. She hopes it's a sandy walk, a leg-dangled cigarette, getting more lipstick pink with every share. A vodka and lime, a melt in the eye, a flyeth the dance but no touching. Not yet, like. A teddy bear prize, a waltzer ride, seltzer for this sickness, a caring hand, a whiff of monkey grease. She bets he smells a bit French. She bets he wants to kiss a bit French. She's read the back paper pages. Oh, sorry, you lost the comic. She knows all about that. He took a train down to a 90s town fair, pints and guts, but his football used to it, his garage work used to it. As time lets a 10-deck struck to the corner shop, the scare of the Scarface work bully football fuckers do not compare to this. He's met girls before without too much to brag, but his swagger was always preserved for the lads. She lives the haunted hotel nightmare, where room service knocks cardiac arrest, where lift music cripples with sharp notes that penetrate her flesh, where anguish hangs as circles the bays of the bruised lips and clotted clouds spare dead the word of abuse. The sea breeze which net curtain twitches reveals peeling paint, all couples pointing, sharing lint-wrapped sandwiches, making her sick. Her jet-black fringe is finished with a flick, mirror perfect on the surface, sea bobbing gulls whispering, "What we call me." He nips next door for relief. As the zip zips up, his mirror's eyes, bloodshot, a shock scream spikes the air. Like a frozen jumbo jet ejection, a shock scream like an ice pick to the ear. A screech of tyres as he gets outside, the already crowd in the street. Pulls a lump, pulls a coat over the already lump in the street. As the sirens wail, for the last time, flows in from the sea. Thank you. That's actually rather long. All right, back to the short stuff.
2 minutes.
All right, let's do some short stuff. Let's go to the cat for a bit. Waiting on. While I'm waiting on you, I realise no one is waiting on you. I've got someone waiting on me, but I paid them a shitload of it. And all that's left in my pockets is a reminder I should be waiting on you. All right, I better do my fourth one because Tony's there. Tribute to Mark E. Smith. It was published in a book. Whoa! Last one. Definitions of poetry should not be defined by us literati, but by us, laid down by the regular, otherworldly, as in reel-to-reel soft little Dean spiel that throws itself up on the beer cellar floor as it's amped up to 12 times 12 repeat. The smart white ringmaster shirts the issue and rings on the carousel beat. As it's electric tonight, it's town hall crap tonight, it's tight, it's shite, it's one-man highlight, as we love to tot up the scores, to compare legacy, to examine cause, as the telescreen shouts this staccato, oddball, figgy printer slurs, late kickoff, late kickoff.
So we've had to send security guards after him, detectives to hunt him down and drag him back. So here's the pen, there's the flag. Please do an honour for us. Thank you. I see locations getting rarer all the time with the flag. I notice the big ones are the people that went here first. So come here really quick as possible because it's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. Thank you very much for doing that. Round of applause.
How about that, Mark Coverdale? Absolutely superb set. Thank you very much. What a way to round off our features for the evening. Now, before we go on, I have to ask, are you ready?
Yeah!
I said, are you ready?
Yay!
Then, for the 24 in attendance and the millions watching,
Officially 6
in
million.
the club, or in the pub with a can of cider, Let's get ready to slam it! The following contest is scheduled for one fall. It's your main event of the evening, the Silverpath Poetry Slam for the championship of the world! Coming to the stage first, Amani!
I was told to write my own truths. Somehow, being brown is always one of them. But I don't want to tell you about being a brown girl. See, I don't speak for brown girls. Because like we assume white individuality, how we separate their shades of pearl, alabaster, cream, there are different shades of chai, coffee, and tea. When I speak for me. And let me tell you, I get culture shock every time I look in the mirror. See, I'm not an ABCD or even a BBCD. I'm more of a British, confused as hell Desi who's got some other kind of ancestry mixed in me, but can never be sure what it is because my grandma lost her copy of the family tree. Fuck me. I just can't help it. When God made me, he took the tea bag out too early. On a date he didn't listen to his auntie G when he made that fateful morning cup of chai. Tried to find a way to avoid wastage and instead basted my skin with it. Now I'm painted this semi-toasted tint that I can't quite name. Holding up a Pantone color chart and praying that my shade's on there somewhere. So birthed into this world with my stained skin, I'm asked the inevitable question. Where do you really come from? As if I know. Well, all of my brown friends call India the motherland. I think I must be a... How could it be my motherland if it didn't birth me? If I've never even seen it firsthand? Shout out to Salman Rushdie for teaching me that my homeland is imaginary because it really ain't my homeland. And neither my mother's homeland. And even my mother's mother's homeland. Not really. Nanijan was taken from India at 15 and arranged into a marriage with a full-grown man. Kenya, the next homeland for my mother, and then Hounslow, Brownsville of London, in an attached house with pink walls where I was born and brought to America. Homeland number 3. Now, I've got this accent, these friendships, this family that spans oceans, ancestry that circles the whole globe. I am proof that this whole earth is home, that this whole world is borderless. And there's nobody who can tell me what I am because there's nobody who can tell me what I'm not. I spent hot desert winds in Hyderabad, calligraphic inscriptions and swimming competitions, scones with clotted cream and jam and advanced placement exams, shalwar kameez that love my curved hips and Abercrombie jeans that just won't sit over them, masala dosas, samosas, mimosas, Arabic lessons, Saturday detentions, text messages, varsity jackets, empty Cadbury packets. I'm one international multicultural package wrapped up in brown paper, tied up with white string, my soul is strewn all over this earth. So you better believe the next time somebody asks me where I really come from, I'll just tell them I come from home.
That was absolutely fantastic.
So I just concede.
And introducing her opponent, Simon Burrows!
Adult presenters used to look so silly going, yippee, Kate and Willie are going to marry and Harry's in Afghanistan as he's such a man that I've mentioned for him. Feel too clued up then perhaps your children. And while their blood spilling, little Ginger would be far from about. Him and some bodyguards grazing like cattle as he memorises such sound bites as, our boys are saying completely brave. And on the home front, we've learned from World War that one must nurture the patriotism of the poor and naive. With more tricks up their sleeves than they need manage to ruling elite so romantics of marriage. Showered them with gaiety and shovel of youth and stuff them named winter instead of the truth. Now Katie endorses the rag trade and Willie's the figurehead of customised totalitarian control of the plebs. Now plebs have a vote they want to be led, so they slept on the cold pavement for the best part of a week outside 600 rooms for Buckingham Palace. Kate's pre-wedding night was in a hotel room, £5 grand, plebs tab. So in a chorus of lemmings they could all wave a flag, and the Queen's expression could have captioned, who's bad? I haven't smelt such serfdom since my son married that slag. In Victorian days, we'd give each a loaf of bread, but we give the plebs of work instead. So the Lords lauded it, and you lot applauded it, though you could never have afforded it. You worked for a pittance, and they braided the lot. Please explain your subservient allegiance. To what? Winters did lounge in it, and you were and are fleeced. And those who opposed it were heavily policed. But new legislation brought in to gag their free speech. Tube workers didn't strike it, they weren't told twice, because these boys being marketed like the return of minded mice. God forbid Harry's tubs and his brothers. Jesus Christ. Even, quote, the horses were groomed to within an inch of their lives. The Air Force were choreographed, and the 1,000 military to the cavalry fanfare of silver-plated trumpets, SAS, the Navy, the bells of St. Paul's, the yeomen of the guard, the field officer escort. Through the catalyst of a makeshift journalist village, where 8,000 reporters stylised the message, taking home 600 quid a day each to eclipse world epidemics. Because the 1% elite couldn't exist without support. They made sure that everything that Sky TV sold the world bought. And one of them states that, although we're not Australian, the polls down under just fear from republicanism, due to history's most ostentatious gore-fest of riches, condemning a royal distant cousins becoming one of their bitches and increasing the prospect of bosom-lion sisters. Now, she may not have known what she was in for, but fuck it, she was always going to learn. If he hadn't been promoted her, they'd have extracted his sperm, or got someone else's like his brother's dad, Hewitt. It was a ring for the king, no public always knew. At Westminster, House of Kings in the city centre, which normally cost £16 just to rent, Nordically got thick. Adorned in the prophets with more blood-ingrained flags and crucifixes, would be more appropriately represented by 3/6s. I digress. Here's my interpretation of what Willie said. With Mummy's ring, I be wed. Now remember, she ended up brown bread. So button it, play the game, be a good girl, and the taxpayers will supply you the keys to the world. Now that's your game sorted, remember, so always appear empathetic because I've got the ball rolling in the media racket. And lucky for some, she's done as they come and doesn't do work, so that works all right, smirk. And to counterbalance what his genes lack, they checked her family's health history. No give a fee yet. Kate responded, I hereby promise to honour and obey your nan and the syndicate, and for their fair sons and heir and spare, but if only 3 girls, let's not even go there. It was 100 million quid, no public money spared, private affairs, so no drama, no Obama, no Tony Blair. The target market was a popular cultural youth, and they reckoned Elton John's getting on, so they invited the Beckhams, who sang in "This is the day the Lord hath made," which raised the plebs applauding. If the divers under the Britannica for the kids' piss-up felt was rewarding, as the kids become superstars with free reign guarantee, free load in the bazaar, and if maintaining trading links as goodwill ambassadors be fixed, then so's $500,000 spunk to the wedding of their cousin Zara Phillips, and God save our gracious dynasty. Thank you.
We will introduce a new rule. So I'm going to intervene. It's not tonight though, it's not for tonight, but every 10 seconds you go over your time limit, you'll have to minus an audience member who will support you for at least 10 seconds. So if you were 30 seconds over, that's 3 audience members not allowed to engage. So that's for the future, but now, we're not going to be that cruel or heartless.
Not tonight.
But, yay!
Without further ado, like I said, that was a blockbuster slobber knocker of a final. Thank you both. And our champion. We'll give it up, please, for Amani.
You have to think about who was the best there. Let me all give you some poppers. So the winner, don't get too close to them, because they'll kill people with these things. I've seen it on the internet. But I'm going to give you one of these. For the winner, let's shower them in colour. So not too
I'm so glad you finished that off like that.
Yeah, we're not that kind of night. Can I give you the packet? So for the winner, you'll have the hopefully you can yourself. Has everyone got one?
Yeah.
We can have one. We can have more than one if you've got two-handed. That's crazy.
Are we going to have one?
Okay, you decide. Right, let me lead you to the. So for the winner,
And without further ado, drum roll please.
Come to the stage, come to the stage. Acceptance stage. After a poetry event.
It's crazy. Can I just say something?
You don't have to say anything, but you've said enough already. You can
You're absolutely
shake a
fantastic.
load of more than your delight.
Thank you very much. Thank you
Also, you get this, whether you love it or not, you're not obliged to wear it ever, but pretend you're going to wear it for the camera.
I'm totally gonna wear this.
Well, ladies and gentlemen,
Thank you.
we're almost finished now, aren't we? Has everyone read? Ugh, that's a scary question. Has everyone read? Thank Fluff for that. Ugh. So, it's been a first night back. Thank you for coming, everybody.
Thank you very much.
It's been nice to Thank you for letting us stream live, something which we'll be doing in the future, and something that hopefully will become a massive boom and internet crazy sensational thing, whatever they call, teenagers call these things. Anything you'd like to add?
Yes, we're going to be back
Oh
on.
yeah, that's a good point. We are coming back.
We're going to be coming back on Saturday, September the 15th. Same Silverpath place, same Silverpath channel, right here from the Poetry Cafe in Covent Garden. We've got 4 fantastic features lined up. Julius Howard, Leslie Davis, not present tonight, will be featuring on the night with Francesca Lanave and Dino Mahoney. And available on the 15th September. And if you're available, first defence of that beautiful championship.
Yeah, we also have a champion as well, which one day you'll go. The next winner will go up against as well.
Yeah, apparently we're going to have a champion versus champion.
Champion versus champion.
And many of you may be looking at this, wondering what this is all about.
Yeah, what
Only
is
one way to find out. Come along on September 15th. All will be revealed.
One last thing. Can we all give a great round of applause to Mickey B here?
I mean, I found out tonight, the last time I was on, it was like October, September or October last year. I mean, all this stuff is old. You know, and it's still quite work to make it. I might get nothing right. But I just haven't been I want to do another thing. So there's something like that. Circuit as well. There's some places where it seems to be like rock and roll hierarchy. You know, the guys who are most established.
Mention on Facebook, please.
Yeah, you know, I think
It's actually catch a train. And you really enjoyed yourself, so.
thank you.
Give me a big yes.
Yeah. I know. They're excited. I think this is going to sound weird.
Thank you.
Okay, it's like this, mate. I really feel personally that one's writing as a conversation in this way, right? You know, you're hitting the numbers in this like this, you're weird, right? You need me, and then you go on, and the next day you've got 20 odd people that come to Facebook friends. So, everything I said last night, everything I said last night, I could have sat down and said to a street, right? If you want all this, let's iron out what I was talking about. I didn't talk about being associates, but apart from that, it's parasite and mentality. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I think
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's true.
That's really cool. These men.
I'm glad you enjoyed
because I only got because I'm always writing, always reading to my friends, and then someone forced me like really pushed me to get shit in the first place. So when I was sitting there, I'm quite there first. It really was about the first. So that's how I yo, what are you talking about?
You should come to my next time. I would like to go to Golden Time.
Okay. You got any? I mean, are you on the channel or something?
Yeah, so.
So I just look for Golden Time.
Yeah, just if you Google Golden Time about Rich Mix every so often. So next week.
Okay.
Let's talk about it.
What happened?
The source. All right. You're able to put it on my channel, or I can speak it through to yours.
We'll look out, but we'll talk about it. Thank you very much for coming. We need a brilliant, brave, and worthy we got you.
Yo, if they are, then congratulations to both of them.
That was good, isn't it? Thank you.
Because I used to live on the other side of Belfast, and I've lived all around that area.
Speaker's corner.
I don't think I'll be able
Do you want my email address?
Thank you so much, Rodney. You were superb.
You should be. I'm even hugging back. I just met you and I'm sending you off.
Yeah, have a safe place. See you soon. Thank you.
I haven't done it in ages.
That's stuff, Simon. You're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, thank you for inviting me.
No problem, thank you for coming.
Yeah, cheers. Cheers.
Definitely coming down.
Yes, we buy local batteries, you know, just have to learn some stuff. So it's prehistoric stuff like that.
But brilliant material, great delivery. I love the one about Princess Diana in particular.
Oh, really? Do you know, the thing about it is that when I read it, it was so PC, right? I mean, obviously, it's like it's 20 years old now, right?
Yeah.
And I must have done it like about half a dozen times in my life because you look and you think, man, this is really going to make some enemies or whatever, do you know what I mean? And then it was like, it was kind of like outdated, you know, people in their 20s, like
chat shit about them.
Yeah.
So, but I think
And yeah, you were right. You were
It's
right.
not old. Sorry, mature.
Classic stuff.
Yeah, cheers.
Now keep up the good work. Have you published anything? Yeah.
Yeah. I've done 3 books.
Oh, excellent. They on Amazon.
No, one of them's in a couple of shops, and the other one's just in the British Library, and then the third one is just done anything that's just sitting out.
I thought I'll get in touch with you because I'd be interested in get my hands on a copy.
Cool. Okay. Alright, see you later.
Take care, try much.
See you right. Oh, it's a book here, actually. Like the HBC beast. I'm a massive tennis player.
I love tennis.
And it also features in Pirates of the Caribbean, which I think is where more people know it from, to be honest. But you know, you have to take publicity where you can. That's the UK. There we go. An absolute pleasure to meet you. Such a lovely night. Great character.
Yeah, look forward to having you again.
Oh, thanks so much. Chris, I'm Joanna. Nice to meet you. Always good to hear poetry about sci-fi. I've never come across it before, so it was a nice But I've only just, I went to media for years and years and years, worked for TV for 3 years, and then I left in May, and this is my first ever work in that type of environment. It's very different. Yeah, it's okay.
There's more which I can call it where I'm back around this area, which I like.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for coming to us.
Oh, it's great. Oh no, it's really cool. So, you should really copy our next one as well.
Yeah, we're going to get back on September the 5th. Oh, wicked. Was that work trip or was that
Oh, it's work holiday trip.
Yeah.
So it's all right. I hope it's fine.
How long are you going to Valencia for?
Just with only for the long weekend, so. Oh gosh, this weekend, I don't know. So tired. Yeah, new job in there, so. Hi, I'm moving into the cyber security team. So that's, I think that's going to be like, shall see.
What are you doing?
I'm helping.
You should be just
I'm
helping. Just give us twirls and give us smiles.
So I'm tall and smart.
Give us twirls and smiles. We have brooms. We have brooms.
You have brooms.
Do you want a drink? Can I get you a drink?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just going to help.
You just be brilliant, lovely. What do you think of the poppers?
I like the poppers.
Poppers were a great
It's
time.
now to clear up.
Bloody people having happy times.
I do like poppers. I like the smell of the poppers.
I know it didn't smell
That
grand.
doesn't sound quite good. I like the smell of poppers.
Is that why the park? Is it you leaving all the stuff in the parks?
Yeah, that's me. And all the containers, laughing gas containers.
Yeah.
That's the big one, isn't it? Oh.
Hashtag Silverpath.
Yes.
Hashtag. Good night, Dan. Get home safely. Can't have a winner without sparkles, can you? What kind of world is it where you win something and don't get fucking sparkles?
See you later, girl.
Like, good night, my friend. Dude, bring it in. Bring it in.
Yeah. You did it.
Whee! to sweep up Welcome to the Silverpath sweeping event. We will teach you how to sweep. This is a brush. This is a...
Dustpan.
He's very bloody good. I am a human. This human will be doing this clean weenie job. So we find the source of the problem. Generally we call that dirt. We sweep it into a pile in the middle. Notice my one-handed, that's because I'm a pro.
I mean, how cool
Do
is
not
this?
attempt that by if you're not a pro. You must do it double-handed.
How cool is this? The promoters of the event putting the chairs away and doing the sweeping. You'd never see Vince McMahon and Triple H doing the sweeping after a WWE pay-per-view.
Is that
I
true?
paid to see that. I would pay
Did
to
you
see
believe
that.
that? Yes.
But look here, we are promoters who do the sweeping afterwards.
We are promoters. And we have the lovely assistant, the incredible, delightful, the wonderful.
Let's keep the cheering.
She's here to give us smiles and twirls.
Got smiles and twirls always, and some help clear out the bottom of things.
Oh yeah, so once you've got once you've got everything in the middle, we're still live, by the way.
Oh, we're still live.
Yeah, so once you get everything in the middle, then you use this. Hello! We use this, and this. Voila!
It's very good.
We have a lot of things. I have just noticed though, there is no bin. This is potentially an
You need to
issue.
get a bag.
It's so hard to find bins anywhere in London.
Yeah.
That's a poem in itself. What's the
It is
deal
hard.
with there being no bins in London?
Poet. Make a poem. Poet. I'm going to have to find the St. Imra's pose have our moments.
I'm going to do what Nyla Sullivan always
Stick it in
says.
the toilet.
Be a good guest, grab a glass and a bottle.
We're just going to dump this in the toilet. Don't tell anyone here who works here. It's just going to block
Oh,
everything.
it just popped. I still have a popper.
Are you standing on your poppers?
Hang on. Oh.
You can't see the skills, but
No.
the skills are awesome. Put Ronaldo to shame. Right, I'm not finding bin. This might be an issue. Round the bin.
Here we go. Oh, that bit.
Round the bin.
That bit.
See, a pro can find the bin straight fucking away.
Woo!
That's why I'm a pro, and you're watching a man learn how to tidy a place up.
Mustn't forget the tape.
Never forget the tape.
Sweepy, sweepy. Cleany, cleany.
Cleaning.
That's
Doing
how. That's a little song we always sing to ourselves, just in case, halfway through the process, we
We're
forget
still
what you're
learning.
doing. Cleany, cleany, sweepy, sweepy. Okay, and then we're going to get too fucking annoying.
Doesn't work out to turn off this projector.
Actually, we should
You need it.
keep that. We needed it for alternative
Have you turned
reasons.
this down, Phil?
Oh, let's leave that to them, surely.
No watchers. Are you going to quit the live broadcast?
Oh yeah, should we stop it now?
Yeah.
No, because we're going to broadcast this live. Anyway, let's say good night.